On November 30th, 2018, many of our phones, TVs, and radios sounded an alarm warning of a potential tsunami. But how do you know if that warning is for you? I sat down with Dave Snider with the National Tsunami Warning Center to find out why that warning was issued and what we should do next time. Let's go back to November 30th, 2018. Initial reports coming in, it was a magnitude 7.0 under somewhere near Point McKenzie. Tsunami warning was issued pretty quickly, I believe.
Yes.
Why was that warning issued that day?
The main threat for that, as we knew it, was that there was violent ground shaking that may have moved water. What we weren't sure about at that point was, could there be a landslide in Cook Inlet under the water that would disrupt enough water to move that up into population centers that would create a tsunami?
Okay, now since that day, more research has been done for that upper Cook Inlet to know how water will move and respond to a large Pacific earthquake. How has that research changed what we know about Anchorage's tsunami risks today?
Sure. I think it's important to say that those two earthquakes are different types of events. So the event that we experienced in 2018, very close to Anchorage, is not the same one that's supported by the new research for the Upper Cook Inlet, for the Kenai Peninsula Borough, for the Mat-Su, and for Anchorage as well. The one we're talking about from the more recent research is more of a subduction zone earthquake, one that has a significant thrusting event and moving a great deal of water up into the inlet from the south to the north, along and coinciding with high tide. Whereas the other event that we experienced in 2018 was a completely different type of mechanism, faulting, and doesn't move water the same way and certainly isn't positioned to move that great amount of water in the same way.
Now, should we get a repeat event, whether it's the 7.0 scenario like what we saw in 2018 or something closer to like what we saw in 1964, you have your phone and it starts blowing up and everyone kind of, your heart stops and you get nervous. What does this mean? I have a tsunami warning. And you could be anywhere in Anchorage, you could be in Palmer, you could be in Girdwood. How do you know if that's important information for you?
If you can look over your shoulder and see that you're close to the ocean water, that's a really good sign that you need to move to high ground if you get that a warning. What I would say to everybody is, if you get a tsunami warning in your location, the first thing to do is treat it like it's for you. Act like it is for you, being sent to you on purpose. Move out of the way, move to high ground. 100 feet up, 1 mile in is always a good rule of thumb. Get away from the water. Then get more information. Places that I'd worry about here in Anchorage would be the Tony Knowles Coastal Trail, right? If I'm down there next to the water, can see the water, and you get a tsunami alert, take that seriously, move to high ground. But places that you don't have to worry about. You know, if you're shopping at the mall, if you're downtown, on 4th or 5th Avenue, Kincaid Park, most of those hills and those trails are okay. But if you're down next to the water, that's not okay. And same goes for Mat-Su and the Kenai Peninsula. There's a lot of low spots there. The hay flats are some of those that we drive across every single day. Places down toward Girdwood. There could be some inundation zones there that we need to pay better attention to now.
Now, for our Pacific coastal communities, places like Seward, Homer, Kodiak, they not only have seen real-life examples of large tsunamis impacting their communities, but they get those regular warning tests that they do weekly and monthly. They sort of prepare for this. They have the drills. But they also get the real-life drills, so to speak, where maybe they have to evacuate, but they never see any waves. What would you say to those people in those communities that go, come on, these are all false alarms. When are we ever going to see a real tsunami? Do I really need to evacuate every time?
What we do know is that all of those events have produced a tsunami. They have not been large, impactful tsunamis that have damaged communities and coastlines, but they have been enough to measure on official sensors, and we don't do a good job of finishing that story and telling you, hey, Melissa, guess what? There actually was a tsunami with that, and here's the information. Tell everybody you know. And I think if we did that and more effectively, people would understand that there was a reason that we woke you up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we weren't kidding.
All right, good information. I think it's important for us to remember what we learned in 2018, so we're hopefully prepared next time. It's not so much of a shock, and we all come out from this real danger that we have here in Alaska together safely.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, if I would say anything else, it would just be that it's important to practice the plan. Right? Talk about what you're going to do with your family tonight. Just discuss what that plan is, where you're going to meet, how you're going to reconnect, because in a large eventful earthquake, our communication systems are going to be struggling. We all remember that from 2018.
Yeah.
And having a way around that and a better plan because you experienced that is the next first step.
If you're a podcast listener, you can listen to the full interview with Dave Snider on our Alaska's News Source podcast. Just point your phone at the QR code on the screen and it will take you to the Alaska's News Source podcast page. You can download, like, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And you can head to our website, alaskasnewssource.com, to find the tsunami inundation maps for your area and to view our full tsunami series we did earlier this year, The Risk Defined.